What's up, Collective Fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat, and in the honor of X-Men 97, we have been unboxing all of the X-Men. Now, it's been mini bust for the last few openings, but I'm excited to get to the one of the OG X-Men villains, Omega Red. So without further ado, there's the box. Let's open them up. Boom! Collector Fam, just to let you guys know, this is a Diamond Select Toys. This is PVC. It was designed by Caesar, sculpted by Alejandro Pereira Escura. So, now you know who did the work. Let's crack them open. Alright, so, mind you, I have not opened it yet. You're going to see it right alongside me for the first time. And maybe I need to get something sharper or learn how to cut this thing open more. Alright, let's flip this open, put that down. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see that. And as always, it comes with these comment cards. Please fill them out and send them back to the company. It helps them to understand what they're doing right, wrong, and how to make things better. They always will contact you back. Trust me, that's how I got started. So let's take a quick look in the box real quick. However, this particular box doesn't have anything. It's rather nondescript. It's just kind of a blue interior. But as we know, the boxes on the PVC statues aren't for keeping. They're for recycling. So there's that. Now, let's crack this open. Usually there's like one piece of tape I got to get through. There's one. There's two. That's it. All right. All right. Be kind to the world. Recycle. Okay. Okay, so this is the very first Omega Red, guys, that I've had to be able to get some full hands on and actually take a look at. Now, of course, I just want you guys to get a firmer look at this thing here and put on some extra light for you. No, I'm not. I forgot to turn the light back on, but just a second here. What we'll do is turn some lights on and give you guys a full body spin, because you don't want to hear me talking. Not yet. So right now, I'm going to set him on the base and tell you guys, this is Omega Red. Ha! Yes, it is. Arkady Gregovich Rosovich was a serial killer born in Soviet Russia. The authorities took him and decided to experiment on him, trying to make him the next super soldier like Captain America. Instead of Arkady, we have now Omega Red. So let's take a look at Omega Red. And let's talk about the differences between what you see here and the comic book. Starting now. In 1992, Jim Lee and John Byrne conceived of a character, Arkady Gregovich Rosovich, a serial killer born in Soviet Russia. He was taken in by Interpol and handed over to the KGB, who decided, now is a good time for us to try and resurrect the Captain America soldier and try our version of him in this man. And what they got instead was Omega Red. So the Soviet government, in their attempt to recreate Captain America, did all kinds of crazy things to this guy. They were trying to recreate also Wolverine's adamantium, and instead came up with a new characteristic called carbonadium. Now this carbonadium was a retractable tentacle which you see pull out of his arm that could actually pull life force from people. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that what they did to him was slowly poisoning his body. Thus, he has sort of a vampiric quality and a need to consistently drain people of their life force just to keep his immune system operational. So, while he's a big baddie, he actually has to take life force from people in order to stay alive. So those are some really cool facts about our friend the Omega Red. Now, I will tell you from a character standpoint in the comic books, dead on. He's got this really lifeless, almost zombie-like skin. I hope you guys can really see that there, because it is true to life. I mean, he really does look zombie-esque. His portrait here, he's got these metal pieces that come around the side of his face. I'm not sure I'm doing that justice for you guys. I really hope I am. As you guys can see, these pieces that come, because they are really cool. And they did an excellent job with the paint. The sculpture on the face, I really like. I like this a lot more than I like some of the other sculptures in the portraiture side of things. His eyes are red. They're glowing red, kind of hearkening back to sort of a vampire look. And, of course, the color of his costume is this tights in red, almost like a leather-bound uniform. And then he has these very familiar sort of arm cuffs. I don't know you call them exactly. Almost like you would use as an archer to shoot bows. And on the opposite side of those, inside the forearm itself, on both sides, you can see this, on both sides, are the retractable carbonadium tentacles that are used. Now, take a look at the dynamic positioning that they've given him. Yes, it's rocks. God help us. We will find our way out of this only rocks bases scenario. But I don't hate it, because positionally, it looks like he could be in some of the Siberian mountains or doing something in that order of magnitude. What I'm really attracted to on this sculpt is the paint job. They did a really good job of dingying up his legs. Like, you can tell it's a metal, but you can also tell it's very worn. And, you know, this is Soviet Russia in the 80s. So not a lot of money being pumped through. They were doing what they had to do to try and mimic what we were doing here in America with our superheroes. So there's a lot of wear and tear on the metal aspects of it. I love the dynamic flow and nature of the carbonadium tentacles as they're whipping out of his arms. You can see that they're headed towards someone. He's pointing at someone. They're about to get sucked dry. Just keeping it real. That's what it looks like. Musculature is off the chain. They did a fantastic sculpt with the way the arms are pulled up and out. You don't have any problem, you know, with the anatomy that they have broken down. You can look at the back. It looks like his arm is pulling upward. They flex the back just perfectly enough for you can get that. Nice round buttocks. I don't know why I said that, but it is what it is. Okay? It's actually pretty light. I would say he's just over a pound right now. There aren't any hollow points to the base right now. You can see this one says Marvel DST, made in China. And this whole circular point looks like they put a cap on it so you couldn't get into where the hollow points are, because it is hollow on the inside. But it stands without any wobble. There's no wobble to this guy right here. He's going to look fantastic next to the other villains and rogues that you have for the X-Men. I would absolutely recommend getting him. I love the way they did his hair in the back. The tentacles are flowy, so you can move them. Just so you know, both of them are movable to some degree. They aren't going to break off or anything, but they do have a level of flexibility to them. Just be aware of that. Even though the hair is way more rigid, there is a little bit of movement. You can see that? There's a little bit of movement to the hair there. And I think in the sculpture, they did a really fine job of detailing out, because he does have long hair. So they detailed it out really well. So it's not just a thick mass of hair that leans over the side. And on the front, it's kind of whipping over the top onto his chest and across his armament, which again, if you look here, you can see all of the dingy parts of the metal where it looks like he's had some wear and tear. So this is Omega Red. And boy, I was waiting long enough for this, and I really do appreciate that he showed up. I'm going to have to move something in my other rogue spot behind me just so I can give him the appropriate due as a big baddie. I think last couple of years he was named number 95 in the overall villains, in the big baddies of villains of the Marvel Universe. So even though that doesn't sound like it, there's a lot of people ahead of him, and there are a lot of people ahead of him, he's still a pretty badass character. I love what he does. I love how he does it. Love the vampiric quality. I love this more than I like the Morbius, which is, along the vampire lines and things of that nature. Remember, this is a Jim Lee, John Byrne setup. Jim Lee's one of my favorite artists of all time, and I really feel like they did the character justice for him. I hope he looks at the sculpt and goes, that's the one. So, that's what you get. This is Tony the Toy Rat, loving some Omega Red. Hoping you guys go pick one up for yourself. The PBC statue is off the Chisney, and I'm out. Pick yours up.